Dragana is event manager of the Milagro project at the University of Belgrade. Since 1996, she has worked at the University Central Library, Belgrade. Currently, she works as coordinator of the PhD Studies Support Center of the University Library. This talk is about the PHAIDRA repository as a research support tool for the dissemination of knowledge and information of migrations, the outcomes of the Milagro project. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to see this PHAIDRA conference huge. Bigger than last year, and I'm certain that it will grow more, and this word grow is part of my presentations, as you will see. On behalf of my colleagues, Vasilia and Nemanja, I will share the experience on this project with you. This is a current experience. I mean, this project is not yet finished, but, well, you will be free to comment while we are still work in progress. Maybe we can improve our activities. As background, just one context of the previous work at our library, especially my experience in the library as a reference librarian and the educator. Before this project, we conducted many educational activities, of course, oriented toward users, and our users were mainly students and other members of academic community, like researchers, professors, other professionals, librarians, through everyday user education, through workshops and various seminars or trainings. But then we have been invited to this project, Milagro, which is the acronym for Migrants and Local Communities Actively Growing Together for Inclusive Societies. Here is the word growing. The Milagro project is a part of SERVE program. It's a EU-funded project. And I have to say that this is the first time that we have participated in such program. We have experience in Erasmus+, even one was already mentioned in one of the previous activities, previous presentations, like CEO's project, Open Science and Citizen Science, and my colleagues are involved. I have seen them on the picture in the previous presentation. So we have these experiences, but not here, not related to this civic engagement or civic orientation of the EU programs. I will be, these are partners, main partners, but each partner has its local partners. I will tell more details a little bit later. So the idea is to bring two communities, local community and migrant community, together in various activities, through talk, through play, through exchange, through workshops, storytelling. I heard today several times this word storytelling, and I'm very happy to I understand that, well, not only for us, that we are not alone in this approach. Even sports events, happenings, games. And our partners, first one partner from Italy, Nuova Associazione Culturale Ulisse, which is dedicated to cultural exchange, and it is an organization from Siena. And one associated partner is also from Siena, Siena Intercultural Studies, dedicated mostly to language studies for foreigners and, of course, migrant populations, and they are coordinator of the project. University College in Utrecht is the other partner. It is a multicultural university in Netherlands, in this university city, Utrecht, with lots of nationalities, students from all over the world, and of course a huge migrant community. and our library, which is the presenter of Serbian situation related to migrations. The idea was to give different kind of perspectives, because we have, as I said, different situations. We have migrant communities in these cities, these communities, regions. This means that migrants are living there, but Serbia is a transit country. So it was kind of an initial challenge for us to try to explore the possibilities of conducting this kind of project. But also some things, some new experiences are open, and we have created our local network of partners. I will mention only partners that we in Belgrade are our local partners in Belgrade, which consist from the governmental organizations like Commissioner for Protection and Equality of the Republic of Serbia, but also non-governmental organizations like NGO Atina or Terraforming, and even apart from that, Red Cross of Serbia, or, as I said, Cricket Federation, as I said, related to sport events, Cricket Federation of Serbia. I will give this really short overview of the project of work packages so that you can have a closer image of what are concrete particular activities. First, two are sensibilization and local assemblies, which means all sorts of sensibilization is a kind of kickoff of the project, launch of the project. But these local assemblies are, the target group are local community, parts of local communities, mainly for us students, but of course the other communities. Each partner is deciding to which community he is going to address. One of the work packages is, education that I mentioned in one of my first slides is part of this work package. It's education, but of course, subject of these educations are tailored to migrant population. So it includes trafficking, discrimination, tolerance, religion, and then even first aid. Also, for example, you can see here some pictures that is made by, you can see my colleague Vasilia here on one of the pictures. For example, this workshop dedicated to first aid, but also in digital literacy, and you can see this group of participants in our electronic classroom. Differently from work package 3, work package 4 is dedicated to storytelling, to sharing experience, sharing trauma, sharing everything that is a part of someone's personal story. Of course, there are some parts of education, but the accent is kind of different. For example, one of the most, I think it was the most successful workshop was this one, Everything Will Be Fine, with the idea to Serbian refugees, former refugees, because Serbia has this unfortunate experience in wars and migrations. So to share and how these migrants, ex-migrants just settled somewhere, maybe in Serbia, maybe somewhere in Europe, and how things were going and how things are just became, and everything will be fine. It should give some kind of consolation to the other migrants. Also, this past migrations under the blue lights of luminescence, which is, of course, one of our local partners' suggestion. The idea was, this is the idea when you have in this forensics, when you enter the room, you can see nothing. It looks clean, but when you have this blue light, some traces of previous events are visible. So the idea is to explain, to give again stories of people who are successful, but who are very successful, but they are also migrated for somewhere for some countries to another one. And of course, these pictures are very, very clear. I mean, it's a summer camp, sport event. In our case, it was with cricket. Well, of course, that is why we have this interesting cooperation with our cricket federation. And it also included some workshops and entertainment as such. Of course, dissemination, and I have to say, of course, this conference is part of it. And finally, observatory website, which is considered one of the project legacies. So we have established observatory website, which includes a geospatial map, which should point to organizations of civil society that are dedicated to help migrants in some way, or food, shelter, or legal help, or similar. This is the main part of this observatory. So these data are included in observatory, but also we extended it to data on migrations, also, again, people and stories, and art and literature. Of course, it is just funded, and we plan, of course, to add more content into it. So this observatory website should mainly provide practical information, but also visual data, also stories. It should be kind of approachable, and it should be well, not so complicated to use, and should be intuitive. As I said, is still under of course, construction. In fact, it's a OpenStreetMap platform integrated with WordPress. And during the project, the idea was we have noticed that one thing that is kind of missing, if we can say, or something that we bared in our minds, is the interoperability of such systems and these key issues that is so close to us, like, as I said, interoperability, but also long-term archiving, etc., Creative Commons licenses, and everything that we are dealing in our everyday job. So this is why we wanted to, among the other reasons, to establish a federal repository, a new federal repository, which is on this address, as a subject-based repository, which intends to gather the information on migration. So as a subject repository, we know that there were subject repositories. Now with the AI and with this all kind of other tools, maybe subject repositories are not so interesting, but still it should be, we have noticed that previous projects related, previous projects on migrations, just their deliverables, their outcomes were just presented on the website, and that was it. So, or other platforms. But the idea of gathering this information, for example, one of project was conducted by the Faculty of Political Sciences at the University of Belgrade, Migrants. It could be the opportunity to gather these outcomes too. I don't know if our partners know, and we were talking about that yesterday, but in Belgrade, we are using PHAIDRA system from 2011. And we have already, before this one, we had 2 PHAIDRA installations. And to be exact, PHAIDRA, this first PHAIDRA from 2011 is we call it Digital Repository of the University of Belgrade, where the mandatory copy of all PhD theses defended on our university is archived. A few years ago, we have established one more federal repository for research outcomes of other academic institutions outside of University of Belgrade. So this would be the third federal repository, now with this kind of, well, orientation to be a subject, the kinds of idea to be a subject repository. It looks like at the moment, now it has really few objects, just in testing, just at the beginning, but I hope that it will be, I mean, there are lots of work with it. We have to make this, to share the information, to give propaganda on repository, to suggest to repository to be more visible, and to researchers so that researchers can start using it. So altogether, we consider this Fedra Milagro repository as the added value to our project Milagro. Project Milagro is kind of quite satisfied with what it achieved already. Achieved this observatory website and all the other activities and events that are already performed, and more, also there are lots of them that are going to be performed till the end of the project, which will be in May, end of May next year, 2026. But on the other hand, we think that it's a kind of well, making this whole circle, we have stepped out of our academic surrounding, step out of our academic environment into a new, well, questions, new subjects, new topics, and this is kind of possibility to just, well, step back into academic environment, because we think that as the whole project is, idea of it is to bring together two different entities. Also, we are hoping that this activity can bring together two different approaches, two different ideas, two different concepts. From my personal experience is that, well, the Milagro project was, well, of course, challenging and still is, and it at the beginning, it brought some questions like, what are we going to do? Why are we doing that? I mean, don't we have other things, other topics to do and to deal with? And it required lots of adjustment, learning, and, well, changing in approach. Because, for example, when you have a workshop on digital literacy, you realize what really these people need, and that it cannot be some kind of, open science is not the topic, but the usage of computer and how to apply to, for example, some governmental office. This is the real need. But it is a very valuable experience and very important experience. And as we discussed with one of our local partners, of course, and after the project, there is so much work to do. We can open our electronic classrooms for migrants as our users. And that is somehow my impression is that when you see this kind of activity is not much different than, I mean, the core, the essence of it. I mean, the form, of course, is different, the approach is different, but the core, the point of it is the same. You have to help some people, you have to give them information, you have to give them skills, you have to show them tools. So it's quite totally same as as a our previous activity. So I think that we grew also as our project says. So we'll see. Finger crossed to finish this project successfully, and well, so far it's a very valuable experience. So thank you for your attention, and if you have questions, I will be happy to answer. Thank you. Thank you, Dragana.
Time for questions. Do you have questions?
Okay.
Maybe I ask you what strategies have you planned to ensure the sustainability and updating of Phaidra Milagro beyond the end of European funding?
Well, the fact is that we see Phaidra Milagro, it's, as I said, added value, and it's not directly related to funding in that part. We see, as a matter of fact, as a job, we have to work on, of course, connecting mainly with our academic environment, mainly with our faculties and our academic community, with our, as I said, Faculty of Political Sciences, but also geographical faculty and all other faculties from the University of Belgrade, and not only University of Belgrade. Also, we should, I mean, this is one of our goals, is to to connect this repository and to connect with other, European projects, other European that are already finished projects. If that they can bring the platform, they can bring and use our platform, so they can be included in. The sustainability is same as the whole of our general work related to Phaidra. We, as an institution, provide this backup, this technical support, and of course non-technical support. And we have this long period experience in it, more than 10 years. So this is we are going to see. I really hoping that it will be a successful story. Well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.